All right, we're at Skydome, AKA the Rogers Center. Right now we're just standing at the bottom of the 13 stair. Now there's so many spots around this whole area. We're gonna get into every single one of them. So we're actually gonna save the 13 stair for last because it is like the most iconic spot. Stay watching to the end of the video and we'll definitely mention all of the iconic tricks that have happened here. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
This was originally called Skydome before it was renamed to Rogers Center. The Rogers Center bought Skydome in 2005. They bought it for $25 million and ended up changing the name. A lot of people and a lot of Blue Jays fans and people who are native to Toronto did not like the change, but over time, I think a lot of people have adapted to it.
One of the most famous spots in all of Toronto.
Skydome banks, yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good. It's a little bit rugged.
So many pros have come from all over the world to skate this spot. This is skateboarding. Ed Templeton skated this spot a bunch too. He did front blunt off the side. He did front tail to fakie off the side. He did front 180 up to switch back 50-50 half cab in. And then you have Duncan McNaughton. He owns this spot, dude. He did front shove, front nose slide on this thing to fakie. He did switch crook, nollie front crook, and nollie back crook on this as well. And then you obviously can't forget the Brampton legend himself, Grant Patterson. He did nollie nose grind off the end on this one in his Yesterday's Future part. Grant Patterson can really skate everything. This bank is so steep and crusty. Antoine Asselin in the finesse front section did nose blunt off the end. Corey Shepard, he did crook shove. And the way he lands it, like this on it was crazy, like the wackiest landing, but so fucking sick at the same time. I remember seeing it in Streets Toronto. He did ollie up onto the top and then ollied back in. That was super gnarly. Oh yeah, Thomas Morrison, front tail, ollie out to flat. Definitely an iconic spot, especially for its time in the early 2000s. They put this grass here, probably like 2009, I'd say. Can't skate it anymore, unless you're Dylan Barnes.
This is called Rogers Center Ledge. It's a little out ledge. Back in the early 2000s, it used to look a lot better. It used to be a lot better to skate. It got capped before. I think it was 2015 or so it got capped. I'd say some notable tricks on this thing. The one that stands out the most is John Koss' hard flip back tail. I believe TJ Rogers, he did switch front tail to nose manny. That was like maybe 2011, 2012. Obviously, you know, the ground was a little bit better than it is now, but I don't see anyone doing that now. Fabian Paisley did heel flip nose slide, big spin. Kevin Teo, he did a line. I think the inside of this, I think it was back nose blunted. And as you can see, it's right in front of the Rogers Center, so it's got a great view. You can see the CN Tower in clips, especially with the VX1 Mark 1 combo. Just down the street here, we got some ledges. Those used to get skated probably like early 2000s, maybe late 90s, but let's go check them out. Literally right across the street from the out ledge. The only thing about this spot is there's a big crack right here, but these used to get skated quite a lot back in the day. So yeah, that would all be like late 90s, early 2000s up until 2014 or so.
This is technically not really at Skydome, and it's not even actually here anymore at all. This is a steam whistle rails, and a lot of people used to skate them back in the day. One I could think of was Mark Succi. He skated off a kicker. not gonna talk too much about it since the rails aren't even here anymore. We could show a couple clips. But the rails just used to be super long, kind of high. Say they were about like this high. Like you can skate them from flat, but you still needed pop to skate them. But yeah, they used to run all along here, and then you could like bomb down the hill and like around this road. Now we're in this fountain area. They have this 2-block and it goes all the way around here, and people can either skate it as a 2-block or they can even skate it as like a ledge and then down the 2-block. So it's kind of like a 3-block. This ground has gotten a lot worse. I mean, it's obviously dirty from like garbage and leaves and all that stuff, but it's super crusty. I mean, come look at this right here. These tiles are all kind of popping up everywhere, so your wheels can get stuck in the ground and you can get tossed. And this thing's not, I mean, if you look at it, it's almost at my head height. If you're skating the ledge, it's definitely above head height. Nick Svediko, I watched him do a nollie on this thing. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, get my money and bring it back here.
Ben St. Aubin. This is a lot bigger than I remember. This is so tall. He did front tail to fakie on this, on the ledge up top here, and then gap over the 3-block. Yeah, that was super gnarly. You also have these little marble benches here. Back in the day, I don't know who else has really done much on them. Cole did like ollie over to lip slide or board slide, whatever you want to call it. There's also another spot at the top that we're going to talk about as well. And just look at the scenery of this spot in general though. I mean, this spot in footage looks really dope. Just don't hit the fish, okay? Adrian Viano, he did 50-50 on this one, and it's super narrow in there as well. And then ollies over to 50-50 on this side, so it's like a back 50 almost. So while we're on our way to the next spot, we actually just came across this thing that John Koss, he did ollie up. And this was in his Transworld part. Just ollie up. And then front big spins over this right here. That's pretty sick. It's actually a really cool spot.
So we're quite literally right in front of the Rogers Center. There's quite a bit of potential here. Like there's some handrails. I've only seen one person touch this rail. John Koss, he did crook on this. To my knowledge, the only person that I've seen skate this. If you've seen anybody or anyone else skate this handrail in any other video part, let us know in the comments, because we love to be wrong.
Kind of at the CN Tower right now. I still call this part of Skydome or Rogers Center, because literally the Rogers Center is right here. We're at this really cool 4-block, and I remember when this was just built, when it was kind of new still. It's also just outside the Ripley's Aquarium. Really perfect 4-block, not really anymore because of the blind bumps that they put up top. One line I can remember was Brandon Del Bianco. They had these benches up top there, and he did front 180 over a bench. Fakie front heel on flat. And then nollie frontside flipped this one right here, and that line was really sick. I think that was in like a element throwaway part or some shit like that. It was on Paul Reed's channel, I believe. And we're right underneath the CN Tower, by the way. Like if you look straight up, like we're literally, this is the CN Tower, so that's pretty sick. This is the one that most people used to skate right here, was this side. It's not like huge, but it's not small either. It's like, it's a really good sized 4-block. Cam Trahan, he did impossible on this, and it was pretty sick because he was 14 years old at the time. I filmed Mitch Donovan and Cole Hacker do a backup. So they did tray flip, or Mitch did tray flip, and then Cole Hacker backed him up with a hard flip right after. It's in one of my old phone montages back in the day. Being right outside the Rogers Center, you got people scalping Blue Jays tickets all day long right here. Hot dog vendors, tourists, everyone's coming down to check out the CN Tower. They want to go to the aquarium. There's so much to do at this spot. So I never skated this spot, but I can imagine how annoying it would be trying to navigate through people. I mean, people are literally taking pictures right beside me right now. I feel like this rail has been skated too. I can't remember anything off the top of my head, but I remember it didn't used to have this red wrapping around the rail. It was just a handrail. I want to say maybe Cody Baudry could have been like someone who skated this as well. All right, so this is a OG spot, man. People used to skate this hubba back in the day, but this fence has been up for a long time now. Like I'd say almost 20 years this fence has been here, so it hasn't been touched obviously since then, but this used to be such a hot spot. I remember like Johnny Tang skating this back in the day. Ryan Sheridan, Rysher, he did no slide big spin, no slide shove, like all the no slide shove variations, he did them all. Duncan McNaughton used to skate this back in the day. All right, so we're just gonna go check out this one spot over here that people like drop in on and do tricks like off the side of a drop. We're actually right across from CBC, the CBC news station, and we actually already covered that video, so if you haven't already checked that one out, definitely go watch it. It's one of my favorite videos. It's actually the first spot that we did. I'll leave the link in the description down below. You guys can go check that out after you watch this video. But this is the spot right here that I was talking about. Excuse me, coming through. We got this spot right here. It's a gap to rail.
I ain't joking, nigga. My name is
Brendan Del Bianco nollie crooked it. Yeah, John hard flipping this shit's gnarly. He hard flipped over this rail and the set. Okay, so we're back now. We've made our whole way around. We're at Skydome 13, one of the most iconic spots in Toronto. And that's kind of like a theme in this video. I mean, we hit up the Skydome banks, also one of the most iconic spots in Toronto as well. And they just seem to all be around the CN Tower to Skydome area, which is pretty rad. The ground actually used to be a lot worse. I remember it used to have like this really shitty interlocking brick ground. And it's still brick ground now, but it's a lot better than it used to be. If you come to the top, we could check out the run up and kind of just the ground that you pop off of. It's actually perfect. Other than like the little bump you have to ride across on this whole big path behind us, other than that, I think there's enough time to actually get set up on your trick. Look at the ground here, dude. It's fucking perfect. No cracks, so that's why people can do such crazy tricks that they've done. We're also in the middle of a Blue Jays game, so that's why there's so many people around us right now. People are gonna go watch the Jays lose. It's gonna be a good time. Brandon Del Bianco, switch back 180. Jeff Foldman, he did frontside flip on this set. I'm pretty sure it was in TD2, Tort Dreams, because I remember in the intro of that video, he lands on it, and I'm pretty sure he landed it as well. I watched Max Fairley try to backside flip this one night, the same night that John Koss hard flipped it. There was a whole big session that night. Tyler O'Grady, I'm pretty sure he tried switch front 3. And Max Fairley, he battled backside flip for like 2 hours until he literally could not walk anymore. Ten years later, Mike Austin came and he landed it. Someone finally landed the backside flip, so that was nice. We didn't have a Ryan Sheckler moment, so that was pretty cool. Zach Ferguson, he tray flipped this and State Your Name. Now, rumor has it that Josh Casper, apparently way back in the day, in the blind days, he tray flipped this as well with no camera. I don't know if it's true. Let me know in the comments if that's actually true or not. That was always a rumor I heard growing up. And then Dwayne, he also tray flipped this on Go Skate Day as well. So it's been tray flipped a few times.
My seed don't be ill like me, approaching me. You gotta respect shots to that. I get vexed like crashing up a fat ass flex.
Neen Williams, heel flipped this back when the Death Wish team came and Shake Junt team came to Toronto. TJ Rogers, he heel flipped this back in the day. And nollie heeled it. John Koss also switch front heeled this. That was in an SBC part that's no longer online, unfortunately, but we got the clip. I remember being there that day, and that's also probably one of the best tricks. I think this might be the best trick that's ever happened on the set, was Jeffrey Cernick. He did switch frontside flip over the rail. Over the rail. Oh, no. That's insane. And he fakey ollied it in the same session. That wasn't even in like any video parts or anything. Straight to the gram with that shit. Chad Wilson, switch front big spin. Once the cattle goes, we can get into that handrail over there, but we just gotta wait till a red light happens or something like that, or a stop sign hopefully gets installed. Boom, there we go. I think we got time. This is the handrail right here. This is the one that everyone tends to skate. Now the rail didn't always used to be this thin one. They were thicker and they were more of like an aluminum. So if you're trying like Smith grind tricks, like your kingpin could get really stuck in there. I remember watching Chad Wilson try to backsmith it. He gets stuck and he hits his head. Luke Shearing. Well, let's start off with the fucking most legendary trick. He back nose blunted this 2019 Go Skate Day. I filmed it long lens. Eric Valentic also had a really good fisheye angle as well. Cody Baudry, he did some tricks on the rail as well. I'm pretty sure he did front Smith. I have a photo of that as well, shot by Nathan Stripp. He also lip slid it on Go Skate Day. Terrence back 50'd it and backboarded it on Go Skate Day. Dallas Ives did switch lip slide. It wasn't on this rail, it was one of the other ones. He did switch lip slide twice. He did one at nighttime and he did one in the daytime as well. Phil McKnight, he did crook, back lip, and switch front board all in one part. 3 tricks in 1 part. Shout out to Phil McKnight. That dude is so good. Jeffrey Cernick, he also switch flipped the set. We forgot to mention that Jeffrey Cernick also switch flipped the 13. That was in one of his parts in 2014, I believe. JS Lapierre also switch heeled it. Ben Patterson, front blunt.
Ben Patterson shutting it down.
Jaden Bono, filmed from up there. I remember the angle was shot from up there. He did 180 to switch crook. Jaden Bono also did back over crook. TJ Rogers, switch back lip. Almost loses the headphones, puts them back on his head, skates away. One of the sickest clips. Switch back lip on this is so insane. Oh my God. There's so much more tricks that we could talk about that just aren't coming to my head right now. And we'll play some more clips as well as they come to mind. Notable shout out to the chick who tried to ride down on a longboard. I'm sorry that happened to you, but that was sick. Congrats for trying that. Play the clip.
I ran up in spots like 4 knocks. Top notch, those things with logic.
If you guys made it to the end of the video, that's Skydome. That's all the spots here, at least all the current spots. I'm sure there's been some stuff that we missed. Again, if we missed any spots that you remember, leave a comment down below, correct us on anything that we might have got wrong. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be making a lot more videos. Every Saturday, one of these spot check videos are gonna be coming out. The TD one is actually my favorite, so go check that one out now that this video is over. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.